Well, hello there, folks. Welcome to this video, which is all about stop, please, please, please stop asking for verbal feedback at the end of your workshops, right? Now, as many of you know, my name is Mark Miles, and I love helping trainers, presenters really take their results to the next level. And today's video, I want to talk to you about one fundamental error that I see a lot of trainers and presenters make, and they make it, and I'm like, dude, why? You're like, do this. Why do you do that? Stop doing it. Stop. Just stop, right? If you put your hand in water, your hand gets wet. And then you pull it out and go, wow, my hand is wet. Oh my gosh, maybe if I didn't want my hands to be wet, I would put my hand in water, all right? And the topic I'm going to talk about today is a little bit kind of like that. I hear people doing things, I see people doing things, they get the negative result and they keep doing it. I'm like, so today's video is all about trainers and presenters that at the end of a workshop, they will say to the audience, okay, everybody, I'm all about improvement and getting better. I really value your feedback. Please tell me, how can I get better? How can I get better? What can I do differently, right? And I know I'm making fun of it, but I really need to make fun of it and jolt you out of it because we need to appreciate that you are self sabotaging whenever you do it, right? Here's the thing, folks. Let's just imagine that you've just delivered life changing, transformational content, right? And you've taken people into this high of this amazing journey with you, right? You've just done it. And people are feeling amazing. Like, yeah, awesome, right? And then you say to them, okay, and how can I improve? And how can I get better? And how could this entire experience have been better? And how can I improve? I think you get the point, right? A couple of things are going on. Number one, they go from an emotional brain space of, yeah, that was awesome, to logic. I am suddenly, as an audience member, now put in a position where I have to get out of my high and into logic and into my logic brain and thinking and analyzing my experience and also your delivery. All right. And that leads to the second point, your delivery. Guess what? I didn't come to care about you, the trainer. I came to care about me, right? So you need to also appreciate that as soon as you tell the audience to think about you, you've just got them to think about you when really they don't care about you, they care about themselves, right? So why would you do that? But anyway, no topic, no time. But we need to appreciate if you take someone from emotional to analytical, then you then get them to think about you are really messing with people's, I guess, perspective and mindset. Third thing is you are kind of getting people to presuppose or assume or think that you and your delivery and your content needs fixing. Now, if we get people into the mode of fixing or seeing something as needing to be fixed, people walk away with a deficit mindset, or they're going to think that there was something faulty around what you delivered, right? Now, instead, we want to think about getting people to look at it as if it was amazing, and there's even more things that we can add on to it to be even more amazing. Hopefully, you're getting that distinction there, right? You want to get people looking at something as it's a whole, and there's more to add onto it, right? But don't let people go, oh, I'm going to help you become a better trainer, and I'm going to help you fix your course because you don't know any better, right? You want to avoid that as much as possible. Instead, you want to be asking questions in written form, but we'll get to that in a moment, right? So, better questions to be asking at the end of a session. Don't ask how can you fix it or how can you improve it. Like, this is weird, right? And like, hopefully you're getting it. So instead, you want to be asking questions like, um, Mary, Bill, Tom, let's do a quick debrief. What's the biggest thing that you've got from this amazing experience, right? Next question could be, all right, before you came to this workshop about XYZ topic, what did you think about XYZ topic? Now, what do you think about XYZ topic, right? It's a great question to capture transition, right? Before and after, right? Again, hopefully you're catching it. It's all about them and their journey. It's got nothing to do with you, right? Now, the next question we could be asking is a question such as, what was the most valuable thing that we covered that potentially you're going to go out and use or share with other people? Say it again. What's the biggest thing we covered that's really valuable for you that you're going to go out and share with others or use and maybe use straight away? All right. Notice the presuppositions of awesomeness, right? And I'm not saying how can you fix the core? Like, this is weird, right? Why would you drop the vibe when there's so much value that you've already given, right? Now, next thing, you want to be thinking about how can you magnify the awesome? How can you magnify the awesome, right? So another question that you can ask, and maybe in written form, is what was one thing that we covered that you would love to know even more about? Was one thing that we covered that you would love to know even more about, right? Now, that could be something you write on the feedback form or the questions that you give out to your audience at the end of the session that you get them to fill out at the end of the session, right? Now, there is a crazy thing or a wonderful thing called the Kirkpatrick model, right? And he talks about the fact that after an experience, people will be on an emotional high, then there's a learning, then there's all these different stages of the Kirkpatrick model, right? We need to appreciate that if people over time, their emotions are going to plateau and go down, right? So they're going to feel amazing in the moment. They're going to have the high, the chemical high of just learning from you. But the more time passes, the more their logical brain kicks in, right? So ideally, after a workshop, you want to be saying to your people, how can we, in your mind, how can we magnify these emotions and how can we transverse it into valuable, logical ideas that they can go away and use, right? So let's come back. At the end of your workshop, you do not want to be saying, I really value your feedback. How can I get better? And, how can we improve the course? The other one last reason I'm going to give you for avoiding this is many times your audience are not as clued in to the big picture and the far, place that you are taking them. And your audience can only see what they've just been through. Guaranteed, you as a trainer can see like maybe 5 or 10 steps ahead of where you are taking them. So any feedback that they give you, maybe there was something that they didn't like that you did, but maybe there was a strategic reason why you did it, right? And so they may say, well, I didn't like blah, blah. And you're like, yeah, but you need to know blah, blah, and you need to be able to do that, to be able to do that. And we had to do it that way because blah, blah. So and it's kind of just like, you go to maybe a French restaurant, and then at the end of the night, the chef says to you, yeah, so how can I improve my cooking? And then you say, well, I didn't like how you use the spatula. And the chef's like, yeah, but we use a spatula like this because of blah, blah. There's so much that your audience may actually not know just because they don't know it, right? So we need to be aware that I'm gonna say something a little bit edgy. There is very little value in the feedback that people give us in regards to the how, all right? Because we need to appreciate that they don't know further along the journey than we do. And there's going to be rational reasons why we do something that we do as advanced trainers and presenters and workshop facilitators, right? Ideally, there's going to be a great scientific, artistic reason why you do what you do, right? So on that note, folks, I really want to encourage you to stop, please, stop saying, Hello. Thank you for a great workshop. I'm always open to your feedback. How can I get better, or how can we improve the course, right? Because it's going to drop the vibe and potentially going to get some feedback that it's not going to be pleasant, or people go, "Oh, it was fantastic. Yeah, I really enjoyed it." But maybe. So instead, you want to make your feedback forms as valuable as possible and create questions that give you the content that you're really looking for. And I've done another video on that and how to design great feedback forms. So you can definitely check that out if you want to, right? So on that note, folks, if something is getting you a result that you're not liking, change it or maybe stop doing that. And I think I may get some pushback on this video. I really don't mind because at the end of the day, if you're putting your hand in water and it's getting wet, and then you're like, "Oh, I've got a wet hand." Well, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do that. Maybe get strategic and think, how can I get an even better outcome going forward, right? Magnify the value, magnify, 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 and keep people in that high emotional state and them capture their key learnings, not put the focus on you after their workshop, because it's their workshop, not you and your performance. Hopefully that makes sense, folks. Hopefully you got some value from this video. And as always, like, comment, share. Let's get the message out there. And let's continue to help people speak to be remembered. Thanks, Steve. See you on the next one.